There we are. Oh my goodness. Shit just wasn't connecting. But here we go. Oh, and it looks like Instagram is working too. Cool. Good, good, good. Couple minutes late, but not too bad. So, let's continue on, shall we? I am coloring this page in Crystal Magic by me, Amy Chesery. Thanks for joining. If this is your first time joining, these are really chill coloring sessions. They are instruction free and they are pressure free. And it's just a time to relax and chill out and do some art. So I hope you'll color along, use any book, any page, any colors that you want. You can color along with me and kind of copy along with what I'm doing if you'd like. But it's really no expectations, no instructions. Sometimes I might explain what I'm doing, but the point is more to just relax into it, to enjoy the art of coloring and to enjoy the meditative process of it, to listen to your pencils or your markers and just kind of watch the color come out on the page. So that's what we do, and thanks for joining. And let's see, last week I started, I think I used this cocoa pencil. Oh, I definitely need to take a deep breath. I looked at a calendar and saw that there were 3 weeks left in this year. And I decided to sort of take all the pressure off for the next 3 weeks. My husband said I'm not actually capable of taking 3 weeks off. In a loving way. He's like, I'm not sure you're capable of that. But I took the pressure off. So I'm still going to do art and projects, and I have some things I'm looking forward to. But wherever I was feeling the pressure of like having to finish something, I found a way to release it. So I feel really good about that. And it will just give me more time to be free with my art. I started painting again last weekend, which was really nice. It had been several months since I did that, so that felt really nice. Yeah. So how about you? Hi, Kat. Do you have any plans to chill out for the rest of the year? I think it's really just a perfect time seasonally to do so, if at all possible. I used to work a corporate job where it was not possible because we were always getting ready for the big trade show in January, so it was kind of like work through the holidays. But now I can kind of be a little more chill with it. So my plan, my very loose plan for this page is the carnelian is like this dark reddish brown, and then celestite is blue, like light blue. So my plan was sort of like opposites. So I'm going to get, I think I'm going to take this slate pencil. And so blue crystal here with a brownish red background, and then brownish red crystals here with a blue background, and then I'll decide which color I'll do up there for balance. I don't know yet. The top will either be brown or blue background, so we'll see. Ooh, the slate. That's a nice color. That feels good. Kat is baking for clients in addition to your 40-hour-a-week job. Oh my goodness. So you have like a side hustle. That's awesome though. Side hustles are hard and a lot of extra work, but they can get you to new places and like unlock new dreams. That's how I started this. I might do some baking. Well, I promised my husband a pie. I promised my husband, I called it the sobriety piety, because he's 4 years sober on the solstice. So I'm very proud of him. Did not expect to cry. It's definitely it's interesting, when our lives line up with the wheel of the year. Having a dark night of the soul on the winter solstice. But we're creatures of the earth. I think the cycles of our lives correspond sometimes to seasons more than we give them credit for. But he's doing great. Yeah, he's doing great. He's doing super, super great. I'm proud of him, and more importantly, he's proud of himself. Something like that can be a true inner demon. I don't usually use that word. But in that case, addiction is a freaking beast. It can follow you around for many years sometimes, I know. Feeling like you have moved past it and feeling really secure in that, finding new ways of life and new ways to cope. Pretty good feeling. So I will be baking a pie for that at his request. Maybe we'll go to dinner or something like that too. Hi, Patty, you did make it. That's awesome. Yep, it is. It's the time of year for rebirth and rejuvenation. So true. And sometimes like the darkest days, right? And like finding yourself there and turning it around. So, but the cool thing about having a dark night of the soul, the solstice, is you're seasonally lined up for that rebirth, right? Because the days start to get longer and more light returns to life. I don't know if you've ever seen the cartoon animation. It's not it's more of an animation than a cartoon. From Studio Ghibli called I think it's just called, I just call it Princess Kaguya, but it might be called like the legend of Princess Kaguya, or the tale of Princess Kaguya, or something. It's very, very beautiful. It's all about the seasons of life. It's based on a Japanese folk legend. A beautiful story, a beautiful Japanese folk tale. I highly recommend it. It can be a little heavy, but it's also filled with really joyful moments, and the art is absolutely spectacular. All of the animation looks like Japanese sumi-e watercolor. It's like some of the most beautiful art in animation that I've ever seen. So I highly recommend it. It's on HBO Max, Princess Kaguya. I know, Kat, we wouldn't appreciate the good if we don't experience the bad. It's so true, but that was a really hard one for me. I didn't want to accept that for a long time. But that animation, Princess Kaguya, she lays that out in some lovely ways. And there's this one scene where it gets real dark and she says, like, someone tells her that spring will come again. And it's just the look on her face. And she's like, spring will come again? It's really sweet. Really sweet. Okay. Let's see. So I'm just like sort of on this one. I'm going to leave a lot of, I have one of these crystals. I put it back on my shelf. Should go get it. Now I'll just wing it. So I'm pretty much just winging this, but I want to leave a lot of white space because that will be the highlights, like the shiny parts of this crystal. So some of these facets, I will leave white where the light is reflecting. Yeah, I feel like sometimes like we just want it to be good times, but guess it just doesn't work that way. Okay, let me just bring my crystal over here just because it'll be fun to use a real life example. So let's analyze this, shall we? It's blue. You could say it's just blue, but I see a lot of white. And then, of course, the brown. The edge has a lot of brown to it. White and brown, sandy colored edge. And then when I look at the facets, a lot of blue, darker blue, a little bit of brown mixed in, and then the white. Some of the crystals are white, but also two kinds of white. So some of the crystals are just white. And then as the light hits it, like right there, you get light facets too. So we can just kind of work that in. And then I'm liking how there's like a band of that sandy color going through it. So let me try to incorporate a little bit of that. This is not quite the color I had in mind, but that's okay. It'll work. It's a little bit peachy pink. Which works. Are you getting your mojo back, Patty? That's awesome to hear. I know. Creative mojo. I lost mine for painting, which was unfortunate, but it just, it's okay. Like the more I tried to push for it, the worse it got, you know? Sometimes you just got to put it aside for a little bit, and that's totally fine. Let's see if I can relate everything I say today back to a Studio Ghibli movie. Kiki's Delivery Service. Have you guys seen Kiki's Delivery Service? It's about a little witch who loses her magic mojo. And her artist friend tells her it'll be okay. Just sometimes you got to put it aside for a little bit. And then Kiki famously says, "You think all my problems will just go away?" So that's your homework if you feel like watching some amazing animations. It's to go on HBO Max or wherever you watch movies. They're on HBO Max, but you can find them other places too. And to watch Kiki's Delivery Service and Princess Kaguya and then report back. I have a friend, we live thousands of miles away, but we have been watching Studio Ghibli movies together. I've seen them all, but she is new to them. And we have been watching them together every Sunday. And let me tell you, it's been delightful. So we just text We watch them, you know, thousands of miles away, and then we just text each other commentary. It's been really fun. I've been really enjoying that. You're trying, Patty. Yeah, well, don't force it. Do it when it feels good. The nice things about these 20-minute sessions is it's only 20 minutes. So even if you're like 10 minutes in and you're kind of like, ugh, it's not that long. And then you can put it away till next week. So like, I'll show you at the end, but I've been only doing 20 minutes. Well, sometimes I go over. But basically, I've only been doing 20 or 30 minutes a week in these sessions, and I have got a lot done in this book, and it's been really fun. I don't know why I'm whispering. Because I'm letting you in on a secret. The secret is don't overdo it. Okay. So now I think my highlights are a little too bright. That looks pretty good, though. I'm just going to blend it in real rough here. And then I kind of like that this is, where did my rock go? Oh, there it is. This actually, yeah, you know, I think I nailed that. I was going to add a little bit of darker, like a more bright blue to it, like a sky blue, but I don't think I need to do that. I think I nailed it. Okay, well, let's just leave it at that then. And then I'll do this little one. Yeah, I don't think it needs a brighter blue. I could add a brighter blue, but I don't think I need to. Because when I did this one, and I love how this calcite turned out, the blue I used, this kind of sky blue, was very, very bright. I ended up toning it down a lot with this slate blue. So this time I just started with the slate blue, and it's plenty of color. I mean, sometimes it's nice to use the brightest pencil in the box. And sometimes it's nice to use a more muted color. Hi, snails. Hi, snails and shrooms. Wondering why I'm whispering. Oh, it's because I am an eternal weirdo. And I cannot help myself. I love it. Just for the effect. I'm whispering for the effect. Just to add drama. Good times. Thanks, Tippy LaRue. Hi, Tippy LaRue. Yeah, I think this looks just like it, which is kind of exciting. And a little bit of brown in the middle, because it has those gold or brown or whatever pieces in it. Oh, just because we're talking about, ooh, that looks good. I'm looking at it from it. I stood up. Sometimes standing up and looking at it from a distance will like show you a new experience. I just did that. It looks great. I just got something in the mail. Speaking of rocks, from my favorite rock shop, Mountain Spirit, all the way in Felton, California. And my little neighbor, we have a rock shop here, but they're very expensive. And I'd rather buy from my friend. So my little neighbor has been she's 11, and she has been wanting a rose quartz. She calls it rose quartz. And every time we go to the rock shop, she's just really drawn to the rose quartz. So I bought one from my friend at Mountain Spirit. And she just mailed it to me. So I'm stoked to give that to my little neighbor for Christmas. Our local shop is very cool. They have some beautiful things, but it's in Wailea, Maui, so it's a very very touristy kind of little bit inflated prices. And I like to buy from my best friend owns a rock shop, so hey, you know, why not buy from her? Snails and Shrooms, you finished the first page in the 2025 planner. Congrats. Good job. All right, so we're at 20 minutes, but my mood has lightened considerably since I joined tonight. Hey, that means the coloring is working. Yay. I'm having a good time, so I'm going to keep going for a couple minutes. Yeah, this is beautiful. I love how this turned out. Again, no expectations, but like a little bit of a plan, like with the background color and stuff. But I was a little worried. Like I didn't know how blue and carnelian. I thought maybe it would be clashy, but I think that the shades I used, like a slate and a cocoa, like not too much red and not too much blue, like more muted shades of red and blue. Because red and blue can be kind of, you know, a little bit clashy. But using these more muted varieties, I think has proven to be a lovely choice. Yeah, Rose Corpse. It was very sweet. She's really very sweet child. Ta-da! Okay, and then Heather is purpley. This is like Heather, similar energy, but it can be kind of on the bluish side. And I really like my color scheme here. I don't want to break it too much, so I'm gonna maybe only go slightly. Let's see what I can do here. I have this dark blue. Ooh. I don't know about that. I'm going to have to really think about if I want to use that dark blue. I think the answer is no. Let's see. I thought I had a dark gray pencil. Slate, and what else did I have? Oh, I have a cool gray. Where's the cool gray? There it is. It just looks blue. Yeah, I'm not sure. That dark blue was maybe too much. I'm kind of digging this more muted color palette here. I think I might just stick with that. Even if it's not super realistic, because Heather is a little more purpley, but that's okay. And then I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with the greens. Maybe I'll make them more gray. Let me just do a little Googling here. Not that it has to look realistic, but see how much room I have to play with between realism and my color palette. Yeah, the green in Heather can be kind of more of a sagey green. But, ooh. Actually getting out a sagey green pencil would be a better. This is the pine green. But I was thinking I would just go really light with it and then use like a blend over the top. which may have not been the greatest choice, but that's okay. I think it might look cool. I kind of like how that green works with the colors I have. So also not a terrible choice. Yeah, I think, you know what I really like? This is the cool gray, but let's see, where's that slate? It seems like blending this slate over any color is a really good call. So far, it like has a dulling effect. So it just kind of takes a little bit of the color out of the color, which seems a little silly, but I'm kind of digging it. Oh, okay, having thoughts. So I could have made the heather, and I still can. I can add a little bit of this pink. Well, this might be overdoing it, but what the hell. Because the background has that reddish tone, so making it pink maybe couldn't have been would have been an okay idea, but that's okay. I think I'll just add a little bit of pink to it. We'll go for like extremely experimental here and see how it goes. I like that. I warmed it up a little bit. Okay. Yeah, that actually looks quite pretty. The heather, yeah, I'm not so sure I did that justice. Thinking about whether I want to rethink that. Like I could have used a more dusky rose pink on it, but I think it's actually okay. I like the addition that I added. I added some of this melon color to it, and I think that actually it's kind of growing on me. Just add some more. Just layer on some more. Why not? Cool. So I'm undecided on flame colors at this point in the swirl. And then I'm undecided on what I'll do up here. So I think next week I will continue on by coloring this carnelian. And then I will see what color needs to balance out up here. Cool. So yeah. So that is quite lovely. Actually, I think it's growing on me, even the plants. I love the way the celestite turned out. Did a bang up job on that. So yeah, in only 20 minutes. Well, okay, so today I went 30. So I do go over. Wait, hold on. Oh, you did. I'm sorry. I'm reading comments and trying to talk at the same time. Snails and Shrooms said it's your first time using colored pencils, your first commitment with colored pencils in the 2025 planner. Good job. Yeah, I like markers too, but I don't know, something about pencils is kind of soothing. So anyway, yeah, I've only been doing like 20 or 30 minutes per week in these sessions. And look at all these beautiful pages that I finished. I have done so many of them. Each one presented challenges and opportunities to play with color. And I've really enjoyed it. So yeah, so those are all the ones I've done so far. It's like turning into a really cool book that I've done all these. I love this one. Love this one. This one is so bright and colorful, but I think it really works for calcite. And then I love how this one's turning out. I really do. These muted colors, a little outside of my norm, but hey, I'm digging it. So yeah, so I will continue on next week. I hope you will join me. Thanks for joining me today. I appreciated having you here. And I hope you had a great time. I'll post a picture of this in the group. And if you colored anything from my books, you can post it in the group or tag me on Instagram. because I would love to see what you've been doing. Right on. Have a great evening, and I'll see you next week.